For the second time in this series, we meet up with the Cincinnati Bearcats. Unfortunately for them, they've not done well in keeping up with the rest of the state of Ohio. And while they do show some promise offensively with Melinder at quarterback, who this year has thrown 10 touchdowns to just 2 turnovers. And in the receiving game, where they have 3 different players averaging 50-plus yards a game, frankly, they just haven't been that impressive with just 2 wins on the season. And that means for a couple of our players, they're starting to look at their stats. And for Mason Kelsey, he is 1 touchdown toss away from hitting 100 all-time and is closing in on 10K passing, while at the same time is 2 rushing touchdowns away from 50. And on the other side of the field, you've got big old Bobby Ellington. He is 8 TFLs away from 50 and just 3.5 sacks away from hitting 20. Well, they say you should never overlook an opponent. That seems to be a very possible case. Cincinnati, though, this is their time to rebuild their season. At home, taking on the number 7 team in the nation in Kent State, who has outgrown them over the last couple years with Coach Ty at the helm. Now's their chance. Knock us down a notch. Meanwhile, we take the field and we're rocking ourselves a brand new helmet. A debut here with a chance to upset another in-state opponent. But it will be our offense with a chance to rock those helmets first, as this game is underway with a deep kick will be a touchback for Armin Hay. And those helmets do look mighty nice. It's simple, it's clean, and they were just added to the game, so might as well rock them in our first game. Starting at that 25, it's triple option. Kelsey will look to keep this one. He's all the way outside and will dip out by the 50. In many of the games this season, Kent State has started quick and hot. And because of that, they haven't had to play a full 4 quarters. We'll see if Cincinnati can be one of those few teams who force them into 4 quarters of play. Passes over the middle, a little too tall for Harry Hassman. A flag comes in as that ball was definitely not catchable, and the defender laid the wood. You do hear a little bit of some boos from the crowd. Not booing because it shouldn't have been a play made, but booing because they called that pass interference. That was definitely just unintentional roughness as Kelsey pops off another run of 20+. Has us lined up inside the 20-yard line. It's a red zone trip as they hand this one off to Martin. He looks to extend this play outside, breaks a pair, but can't get away from the next pair. All in all, goes as about a gain of 1, but I do like that they've been getting that third running back involved outside of Cleveland, who has been more involved. Setting up the screen outside here for Yazzie, and with that final block set, it will be an early score here for Kent State. Rocking down the field with those beautiful new helmets, taking a 7-0 lead over in-state opponent Cincy. And the fall of the Bearcat defense definitely on full display there. That's where you got to give Coach Ty a lot of credit for how he has built up his own defense, who takes the field here, facing the Bearcat offense. It is going to be a little bit more pass-heavy, though they start with the run, and Blackwell hits first. Shabera also getting back there, the 2 edge rushers here. They have been dominating this season, though should have had that one. Joshua Neighbors wide open there on the RPO. You saw a little frustration at the end as he threw his fists around. A 3rd and 15 here. The 4-man rush. Getting pressure, passes out, and yet again too tall. Melinder goes 0 for 2 and quickly taking the field yet again here is going to be this Kent State offense. Oh, we got Kelsey checking the sideline here, getting a play call change. The Cincinnati is stacking the box here. Throws out to the flat. That's going to be Cleveland. Spinning off the tackle, he's got 7. And I'm sure somewhere you have Dupree watching these Kent State games, wondering why Cleveland's been getting so much attention, and he did not. That's back-to-back plays. Does end up just about a yard short. So a 3rd down here, bunch left-hand side. Kelsey gets that ball snapped, and that ball is skied up into the air, and it's going to be caught on the run. Cincy's number 99 with no one to chase him down. Kelsey giving some pursuit. I don't know if that was a planned handoff, then pitch back there. I don't know what was going on with that play call. but Jimmy Yazzie just tossed it about 50 feet into the air, and Cincy takes full advantage of that one. Maybe not 50 feet, but it still went pretty high, and Cincy still takes advantage of it. Nonetheless, Trapp takes it to the house, tying up this ball game. I know Coach Ty's talked about trying to take some of the heat off of Kelsey, but I don't think Yazzie's going to get another opportunity like that one, as Kelsey will keep this one falling forward. Doesn't go for much, but about a gain of 1 to now the 21. Tight look here, but throwing left side and sailing it over Smith. Both quarterbacks just putting a little bit too much behind these passes early gates. About 4 minutes to go here, still in the first. Throws downfield and broken up for Hay. Greg McKissick ends up ripping that one out of his hands, and we're going to be forced to punt this one away. Should be good starting field position here for the Bearcats, with a good spin there and breaking out of the bunch, getting to the outside by the 40 and eventually taken down. Good open field tackle. That was Grubb, the punter. But starting at the 34 here, Cincinnati with a fantastic opportunity as Blackwell hit the deck there trying to spin inside. Leaves time for Millender to complete his first pass of the game. He's now 1 for 3 with a gain of 3 to the 32. Two spread either side. Good blocking up front. Millender, he's got time. Good coverage downfield, and Long will get a hand on him. That passes away. Got to give props, though, to the secondary. The linebackers as well in coverage. That was purely a coverage-type play. Long again with the pressure. Millender wanted nothing to do with it. He tosses it into the turf, sends out the field goal unit right hash. And that one will be good, almost right down the middle. Cincinnati takes the lead. After the turnover, they scored the touchdown. Then they forced that quick stop on defense. Ball back with a short field. And with that, you could say they flipped how this game started. Starting at the 25 here, though, will be Kent State. Keeping it here, Kelsey, he looks to get outside. A massive block from number 74. We're going to see the replay of that one, as Tony Ashmore a bit shaken up on that play. He might have been the man lit up by our linemen. And that was actually the transfer tackle in Baldwin. Does a great job of securing that edge, then gets outside and clocks number 2. So it was not Ashmore, though he was involved in a block there late to lead. Maybe got a gut shot on him. Hopefully he is okay and we'll be able to bounce back into this game, as we still got plenty of time here. About 3 minutes to go in the first, as Yazzie, he finds some space. His first carry since he flipped that ball sky high and was a scoop and score basically, or catch and score for the Cincinnati defense. Throwing out right-hand side off the fingertips of Harry Hassman. He's done a pretty good job, though, this year. He's had a couple go off the fingertips, but about 1,200 yards and counting, as he'll tack on about 8 more there. Count that his first catch of the game. A quick hitter there from Kelsey. He got that one out like hot potato. As that clock is running in between these snaps, throwing back to Hassman, gets the block there from Smith, and we'll scoot for another first. Now we are seeing Kent State also take their time in between each and every one of these plays. One on the outside, might have some safety help over the top. Indeed they do. They're throwing down to the flat. That's going to be Rodney Lupke, tracked down from behind. Leaving about a 2nd and 1. Inside a minute, we will see Kent State go hurry up. That is opposite to how they have ran a majority of their plays in this one. Kelsey once again shaking things up. Looks like he's trying to get a call to the outside. I think he's got his guy this time. Going to motion into the backfield. That's Lupke. Shuffle back to the right. And here comes the pressure hit. So whatever it was that Mason Kelsey saw there, he didn't have the time to hook up with it. Instead, Caleb Beckner got back there. He was the guy that got lit up earlier by Baldwin. So getting some revenge. It's 3rd and 9 here. Play action. And tossing this one to the back of the end zone. Hassman yet again can't hold on. And we have an injury on the field in Jimmy Yazzie. That could end up being a fairly big one here for the squad. We don't really have that primary number 2 option for the pitch. And yet again, another miss for the freshman kicker, David Uwe-Zuoke. He started the season very strong, hitting majority of his kicks the last couple weeks, though. He's missed a majority. Good tackle there, Zyman. He chops down the running back for Cincy, and running short on time here. They do not get that ball snapped, so the first quarter comes to a close. Cincinnati right now, they lead this game. It's not necessarily thanks to their offense, who has not done much. Just 2 minutes of possession, 3 passing yards, 0 rushing yards. They had that interception, fumble weirdness from Yazzie in the first half that was returned. And outside of that, they had a good special teams return, short field for the field goal. That is the game so far as the second quarter begins. Back of the 26, another 4-man rush. Yet another miss from Melander. He's missed almost all of his throws in this one, just sailing him a bit high. 3rd and 5, can he deliver an accurate one this time? Well, he gets away but cannot escape. Big old Bobby Ellington and Shabera get back there, taking him down, and that will be the end of the drive here for the Cincinnati Bearcats. The last few weeks, the defense and that pass rush has come alive. Offense will take the field here at the 45, and it will be Martin in that wing roll here. He'll get the pitch, try to get to the outside, but cannot shake the edge man. The senior corner, Caleb Beckner, with yet another clutch tackle. A loss of 1. Now you're going to see Kelsey look to scramble here, and he'll get up the hash for the first down, about 14. He's already at 80 yards on 6 rushing attempts today. Mayo checks in on the right wing spot here. But will be a handoff. That's to Cleveland. Down the middle, grinding forward. With Yazzie shaken up, still over at the sideline without his helmet. We might see a lot more of Cleveland in this one. Martin is the back, though, here. Kelsey, once again, will just step up as they vacate center field. He's not one that's going to miss out on an opportunity like that, especially when he needs 2 more rushing touchdowns for a big milestone. As he's not going to miss that pass outside Katula for the first down. Just by about a yard or so. Down to the 16. Once again, looking to go to the air, though. Again, looking to escape. Good track down. Big old number 99, that's Trapp. He had the touchdown for Cincy earlier. The big difference maker so far in this game. And over the top, a jump ball off the hands of Armin Hay. It's definitely not been his game. He's gotten a larger role this year, but in contested catches, I don't think he's had a single one. Quarterback keeper here. Kelsey weaves in. Just short. Men in the stripes mark him down at about the 1-yard line here. 1st and goal. More triple option. Pitches to the outside, and Cleveland will stretch it to the outside. The big running back. The flashback for Kent State gets the touchdown. And now we have overcome some of our woes there from the first quarter, retaking that lead. 14-10. Kelsey, he held on to that one about as long as he could. As the offense continues celebrating their touchdown, we have gotten word, and it's not good for Jimmy Yazzie. Indeed, his day is going to be done. So a short game from him, but Butts, I think he sent himself on the blitz. Looked like man coverage. No one there to cover, so why not go sack the quarterback? Loss of 8. That's a massive heads-up play for the redshirt freshman linebacker, who's at times has played very well this season, getting more looks, though grinding forward. Here's number 22. That's Demarion Olberic, as he just kept those legs chugging. Actually turned out to be a pretty solid game, finding 6, though a 3rd and 12 still await here. And rolling, open target, first down for Cincy. Jaden Garrett, the tight end, the recipient. If Melander can just start to catch his groove a little bit here, he's got weapons in the receiving room. See if they could make a big impact on this game. Oh, it's his receiver there who just dropped that one. It was back hit, but still expect him to make the play. 2nd and 2 with 2, spread still. Slight motion left-hand side, and throwing again outside. This time, he uses his hands. It leaves a 3rd and 6 here then for Cincy. They converted their last 3rd down. It was about twice the distance. Trips look right-hand side. Throws, dropped, big hit. Titus Weil able to jar that one free and forces the punt. We take over inside 2 minutes to play here in the first half. Chance to extend our lead as that ball ricochets around. Pretty sure it found its way off of several of those nice new helmets out there. But it does keep that clock paused for now. Setting up the screen. That's to Martin outside, who outruns his block. Does get the first down. It'll take us at least then up to the 30 with 1 spread either side. Looking to set up a little bit of a wide receiver screen. and he threw it straight to the defender. That sets up Cincy inside 2 minutes, inside a minute and a half with just 20 yards to go. Looked like that one should have been thrown away or chucked downfield and give it a one-on-one to Lupke. A couple very questionable plays in this one from Jimmy Yazzie, who's now out, and that time for Mason Kelsey. Very uncharacteristic, at least from the last half a season. It leaves it up to the defense to then try to still keep this lead intact, forcing a field goal. Delayed handoff here. Alberic finds some space down to about the 14 as the Bearcats call a timeout. They do have 2 more remaining, but a 3rd and 4 here. Empty set for Millender, who has had a very rough first half himself. Tosses that one up and off a couple hands, it hits the turf. So a quick 4th down forced here from the defense and a sharp angle here for the field goal kicker of Cincinnati. Right hash, but no problem, making this a 14-13 ball game, as it looks like Shabera might have been a little bit banged up on that kick. And it seems like we're definitely seeing a game in which one side came ready to play and the other side kind of overlooked this game. See if that takes any massive effect into the second half with a nice throw there. Kelsey, after that horrific throw last time, just plucks out Harry Haspin for the quick gain, getting out of bounds. Stops that clock for a moment. This time it's better coverage on the outside. Kelsey will scoot forward, narrowly avoiding a late hit there. Defender gets just over the top. Now Kent State not calling one of their timeouts. They have 2 here. Kelsey under pressure quickly gets to the outside and throws Harry Haspin first down out of bounds. So far, a great response after that really bad throw from Kelsey that ended their last drive, making this a 1-point ball game. Play action here, passes over the middle. Plucking that one out of the air is Martin. And once again, they'll look to get back to the line here quickly. As soon as the chain's set, that clock will roll. Kelsey's got to get under center here, snapping that ball. Waiting for this one to develop. He throws too tall back to Martin. Seems like a little bit of a miss, if you ask me. At the 32 with 15 seconds to spread either side. Looking for a one-on-one. It's back up to Hay and an interception at the inch line. That's now 2 interceptions for Kelsey on the day. He tried to throw that one in high to the outside. Instead, it ended up a little bit high inside. And the corner makes a magnificent play. And it's Greg McKissick with back-to-back drive-ending plays. Now, you got 10 seconds here. You're backed up deep. And they hand this one off down the middle. Simon potentially saving what could have been a disastrous play there. Looked like they sent the blitz. No one got home, and we go to halftime in a 14-13 ball game. Once again, we see Kent State focusing too much on some stats, and they're just not playing their game. They're letting Cincinnati hang around, and it is purely letting them. Because outside of Kent State's own mistakes, some bad decisions, the Bearcats have not done much here in this game outside of McKissick, with at least that last interception was purely a great play from him. The first one was a gimme. Now you got your starting running back out of this game. We'll see how that affects the team in the second half. Well, for the home crowd, they've got to be ecstatic about how that first half went. They're in this thing, and they start with the ball here in the second half. Looking to get their running back Ulbrich outside. He breaks one and then eats the shoulder. Couldn't quite tell there if that was Tim Snead who laid the hit, Titus Weil, or that might have even been Jackson, the safety. Either way, it's a loss of 3. Blackwell with a strong rush, but the pass is out. Breaking the tackle, spinning by Jackson. It's a first down. Daniel Fonseca, the slot receiver, making the play there. He's an interesting guy here. Could be a really solid player for their future. He's just had a bit of an up-and-down season with drops. But Millender just dropped 9 yards there on the keeper to about the 40-yard line. Going with a strong eye and a late handoff. Ulbrich breaks another tackle. He's done a pretty good job of breaking first contact. Granted, most of the time it's been against secondary players. They're not known to be the best tacklers here in this Kent State defense. Once again, blitz is sent. Blackwell chasing back, gives time. And Seth Nelson nearly takes advantage. But Millender does throw the pass away. Incomplete, 2nd and 10. Back to the run game. Alberic, maybe for 1. Now you're at a favorable down and distance, 3rd and 9. Still not plus side for Cincy. You got to get off the field here. They've got motion, fake it a couple ways, and Blackwell this time will get back there with time to spare. A drive-ending sack to open up the second half of this tight battle for Ohio. Well, the defense came to play here to start the second half. We'll see if the offense has. They've been the more worrisome side. Martin on the handoff will get forward for 5. Now, while we haven't seen him play as much out on the field, he's been here for a long time, so he should know this offense. We shouldn't have to change much with him in this game. As he gets the pitch, back to him, and this time he'll get 6 in the first. At this point, I think it's just got to be back to simplicity. Though as I say that, Martin is in at quarterback as he takes the keep here. Looking to get right side. He's got about a yard. Once again, we see Coach Ty trying to give Kelsey little bits of breathers here and there. He's gotten very much beat up over the last few seasons. As he'll take this one outside. He's by the 50. He got the angle. The 30, the 20, the 10, 5. Touchdown, Mason Kelsey. He is one away from hitting 50 total in his career, purely rushing that ball. I'm pretty sure it was a passing touchdown earlier. That should have been number 100. But it's not all celebrations on that play. If you caught it in the background, that was Cleveland down. So that's now possibly 2 running backs out of this game. Cincinnati goes to their running back for 2. We'll look for an update yet again here from Coach Ty on another running back injured for Kent State. The long field ahead for Cincinnati. They'll open running lane down the middle. Oh, taking that one away was Zyman. Childers nearly had the first down. Instead, it's 3rd and 2. A very heavy set, facing the blitz and leaking out the fullback. Jones with a tackle, but after damage is done. Cincinnati, they've had a couple really nice play designs, but they just haven't ran with consistency. Alberic, though, with another good run here. He's gotten things going in the second half. And that seems to be Cincinnati's answer to a lot of the man coverage looks, as well as another quick pass to Fonseca. It looks like they finally caught on here to Coach Ty's defense. We'll see if things shake up from here. The 2nd and 2, they look to get outside. Zyman takes too big of a step outside. Lets Alberic slip underneath for yet another gash. That's a little bit of last year's Zyman. One of the only remaining starters in that secondary from last season. Another quick pass right side. Jaden Garrett, he gets about 9.5. Coming up just short of the first down. I form to follow. Snead tries to get that quick pressure to the outside, fighting forward, but is short. Cincinnati oh so close here as they come out with the Maryland eye, but do not snap that ball. Instead, they let this one run to the 4th, 21-13. I don't think anyone imagined a 1-score game here heading to the final quarter. Cincinnati picking up their time of possession there in the 3rd quarter. They've held it for pretty much the entirety outside of maybe 2.5 minutes. Now we'll see if that does end up swinging things their way. As we get into the 4th quarter here, they stick with that Maryland eye. 3 fullbacks and the running back, but they don't use any of them. Instead, it's Melander with a quick dive over the center and a first down. He does still have -12 rushing yards with all the sacks he's taken in this one. RPO is outside, but broken up well. In fact, it looked like all 3 of the corners over there to disrupt that play. Leaves 2nd and 10 with no gain. Potential more RPO, though, handing it off this time. Alberic rumbling down to the 2. Right now, he's got to be Cincinnati's MVP of this game. Without him, I'm not sure they're anywhere close to in this game. As the quarterback keeps taken down by Jackson. That looked like a dual safety blitz coming from Coach Ty. The 5-yard line. Back to the run game. Alberic will not be denied. It's a Cincinnati touchdown. Now we'll see here with still 7 minutes in the 4th. Do they go for the 2-point try here to tie this game up? I mean, we all know what Coach Ty would do. And by the look of things, it's also what Cincinnati plans on doing as well. They stay out on that field with 2 to the right, 1 to the left, plus the tight end. Alberic in the backfield will stay in to block. Throw is tipped and flies out of bounds. No good. As the offense takes the field, it will be with another new man Joining the group, Harbor, number 35, going to be to the left here of Mason Kelsey. In for Cleveland, who seems to yet be another running back out of this game. Now that is going to put a lot more pressure here on Mason Kelsey and company to help combat the fact they don't really have that running game. But Kelsey, he's got the space here with the massive block. Kelsey headed downfield, but what a chase down. Well, it may not be rushing touchdown number 50 in the career of Mason Kelsey. It does surpass 3,000 rushing yards as Beckner chases him down. For Kent State, that also provides a bit of breathing room as well. Down to the red zone as they got the backup running backs in here. Kelsey keeps, he flips it out late. That is to Harbor. His first official carry goes as a loss of 4. Guess who it is? Caleb Beckner is back again. Second and 14 now at the 20. Kelsey keeps, gets inside the block, now looks to bounce outside, he's by McKissick. Kelsey has number 50. Just comes a couple plays after he thought he was going to have number 50. This time he beats the secondary, getting to the outside by McKissick, who picked him off twice in this one. That's got to feel good for Mason Kelsey. And I'm sure for Coach Ty, he probably feels a little bit more comfortable over at that sideline with a 28-19 lead. For the Bearcats, they go right back to Alberic. They know he is the man to lead them, and they're feeding him. He finds plenty of space down the middle. He goes for a gain of 1. Now he will get a breather as Childers checks into this one. Good blocking up front, rolling right, and I don't know what happened downfield. Outside the fact, Spencer Vernon looked to get a free catch there. Earls didn't even try to swat that one. He was in fantastic positioning to do so. Quick rush, and Shabera might have a concussion as that ball goes right off the side of his head. Second and 10, incomplete. Quick flip forward, and that's going to be ultimately a stop. Titus Weil, the third man to get there, finally gets the tackle for the defense. Give credit, though, to their tight end bouncing off a couple would-be tacklers. Third and 15. Millender will throw. He's got a target. You know who it is. It's Alberic for the first down. Doing it all here for Cincinnati in this one. Where would they be without him today? You'd probably be looking at about a 52 to maybe 10 ball game. The first and 10 here. Throw is underneath. Second catch of the day for Vernon. And he is one of their top receiving targets this year, getting the second most amount of targets on the team. Titus Weil misses the sack, and it's going to be a touchdown for Cincinnati. We are not done here yet. That was their most impressive total offensive drive. Now here you could either go for 2 or settle for the PAT. And they will look to settle after that Julius Patton touchdown, setting out the PAT unit. It's a 2-point ball game here. Just inside, 2:50 to play. Kelsey flips this one back. That's going to be Martin. Left side, gets the nice cut in and rolls through for the first down. Now Jamison Cleveland shaking up on this play. I was told he wasn't supposed to even be on the field. It looks like he found a way to sneak onto that field. I don't think coach is going to be too happy about that, especially now that he makes his way to the sideline injured. Martin here takes the handoff. He's down center field, and he's been grinding. Cincy, they call their first timeout. They'll have 2 more remaining, plus the 2-minute break. Right now, they need their defense to pick up a stop. With 3 running backs in the backfield, all 3 non-regular starters here, as Martin is close, but looks to be a little bit short. For Cincinnati, they call that second timeout. 1 remaining, and a big 3rd and inches. Kelsey hands this one off. Harbor, he's got space right down the gut, and he will be gone. There is your touchdown, Kent State. And what's gotta feel like a dagger for the Cincinnati fans here today. 35-26, Morgan Harbor with his first touchdown of his career. Checking in due to the injury to Cleveland, and there was just no one left down the middle. And that's just what a dominant triple option offense can do for you. Make sure the defense stays honest. We take advantage. Now can Millender, and as they continue trying to feed the running backs here, and they find a way to quickly get down the field. They have one final free stoppage of time with that 2-minute break, but here comes Blackwell. I believe that's his third sack of the game. They will not get back in time to snap this one. The way he has stepped up over the last few games, it's been great to see. There was a lot of question around him this season, backing up the tackle, and that ball's not going to get close. I wouldn't be surprised if a few fans in the stands said that they probably could have completed that one. 4th and game here for the Bearcats. As it's a spread empty look and over Fonseca's head. And that's where this one comes to a close. Millender, while he had some highlights in this game, he missed way too many passes. Good attempt though at a comeback, but Kent State, they hold on. Mason Kelsey surpasses a couple career milestones. But while this game does go down as a win and they stay perfect on the season, I think this is a game that has a lot of lessons to be learned here. No matter if a team comes in with a losing record, low overall, you got to come ready to play. But we do have to give credit where credit is deserved, and the backup running backs came prepared today. There was no way for them to expect that they would see any playing time. Morgan Harbor, as the redshirt sophomore, he finally saw the field. He only got 3 carries, but he had arguably the biggest carry with that touchdown to seal this game. Martin checked in. He averaged 4.5 yards a rush. Cleveland should be good to go into the following games. Same as well for, he's not even listed here, but for Yazzie as well. They should be good. Pulled him out. That was my pulling, not necessarily the game. But as we reach our bye week here in week 6, Kent State has some big news. If you didn't already see it in the top corner, we have reached top 5 for the first time in school history. Now, will we stay there after the bye? Only time will tell, but this is massive for us. And that should hopefully help sway some of these players as we are finally inside the top 5 here for Del Griffin. We can now look to actually go with a hard sell. Playing time is good for us. Brand exposure is also pretty big for him. Doesn't look like we're going to have the best option here. Just checking, that would be a A+, C+, and a D-. And just going ahead and checking what the calculator says for that, that would be hard sell. Surprisingly, that is a hard sell, so we will look to do that. At the same time, I want to set up a quick visit for week 9. It will be complimentary, and we'll have him attend a position meeting as well. As for Kai Haramains, the running back, he is also inside a top 5, pro potential, C- brand exposure. That would be a different mix for him, but it doesn't look like anything that's going to be great for us. I think we're going to sit with where we're at right now with no one else pursuing him. We do have the extra points now as well for Sternberger, so we're going to upgrade him from the contact family and friends to the send the house, especially with Indiana playing mighty close there, though we did jump up to first. We also saw a pretty good jump here as well for Jeremiah Trueblood. Baylor also saw a pretty big jump, so that week 7 visit might end up being crucial for us because there's no extra points we could put into this battle. What we can do is look to upgrade Ben Hardrick here. As we have cracked into his top 5, we'll take off the makeshift 40 and go with a hard sell 40. And it looks like for him, most likely Conference Legend is going to be it, as proximity to home is also important. We know Conference Prestige. And doing a quick check of the others, no other one fits, so that's going to be a fantastic pitch for us. Now, we did also lose out currently on Mike Tutt, who was a linebacker we were going after. The play style dropped in this last game. We're going to keep him on that board because I think we're going to be able to overcome that. But we can go ahead and drop good speed off of this one as we have pulled away from him. Same with Owosu. Now for the corner in Conrad Hammer, we have finally gotten the correct motivation. However, we didn't make up that much ground as expected on West Virginia. So this one might not go the way we want, but at least we're in the running and we do have that visit in week 7, which might just help us out. And the last thing we're going to do is we're going to come back to Ben Hardrick here because we've got 10 hours. So we're going to look to set up a visit here, and that'll be in week 10. It'll be our next round then for the defense. and proximity to home is going to be our best option there. So family visit, and that's all of our points spent. And as we jump forward to the next week, where we actually move up to number 4 in the nation, we will be playing host to the 4-2 Kansas Jayhawks. It'll be our second time playing against them. Make sure you don't miss it. Make sure you hit that bell icon in the bottom right corner or scroll down, hit the sub button if you have not already. And if you have not already, and you missed the announcement yesterday in the Giants video, I went ahead and reworked the entire team store here. Haven't talked about it much, but now, not only do you have a Coach Ty jersey, you got a Coach Barrington jersey. You got a t-shirt, long sleeve sweatshirt, a really cool looking hoodie. There's a desk mat, sticker. There's a lot of cool stuff over there. Make sure you check it out, and you can get yourself 10% off if you use BearXmas10 at checkout. But we'll see you next time, where it looks like the Kansas Jayhawks have returned to their form, now below 70 across the board. But as mentioned, we're going to be prepared, but leave the backup running backs some love in this one. They showed up massively by smashing that thumbs up button. Tap that bell icon if you haven't already. We will be back here on Monday. And on top of that, some announcements about the future of the upload schedule during the weekend. So stay tuned. We'll catch you on Monday for the Jayhawks.